dip in your hip and glide in your stride. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe, with shows throughout the week. Everything you want, everything you could need. From the paranormal to the supernatural, from the spiritual to the unknown, from emotions to comedy. You can find us at Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and so much more. This is R.I.F.T Nation Network, the RNN. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
Hey,
the thing. You got to read the thing.
I'm going to read the thing. But first, I wanted to say hi to you, my lovely friend, and welcome to everybody else to the Otter's Den.
Hi.
Now I'll read the thing.
You caught me.
All right. Disclaimer, sensitive, offensive content disclaimer. Please note that this podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, giggle, or controversial subjects. Triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. And I can't read that last line, but I kind of know what it says. We are not doctors. We are not psychiatrists. So we spout our words or our opinions. So if we give you any advice, take it to, with a grain of salt. And if we give you any kind of, psychological advice, whatever, feel free to seek a professional. How is that?
Oh, it's good. It's great.
Got you again.
I know.
I got you again.
Busted again. Busted again. God, it's like a night of busts.
Timing
is great.
Thank you, Renee. Yes, sharing is caring. Thank you. If everybody could share us out, that would be wonderful. Howie, what's up? Let me see what was in here.
Hello.
Linda, hey. How you doing? Linda Nelson. Hey, Sue Nadu. How you doing? She says, feels like midnight, but she's trying for all the show. Awesome. Thank you. How you doing? Howie, what's up? Hey, Michelle. Kelly, how you doing? Good to see you here. Chilling. How you doing? All right.
Sue's funny. Sue, stay up.
Welcome to the Otter's Den.
What's up with the Otter's Den?
Plaster lath is up. I got Christy's room finished with the plaster lath this weekend, so that was a good minute.
Well, that's great. So, is Christy going to come and stay with you, or is that just like when is she going to be your new roomie?
She's been my roommate when she's in town. She travels all over the place, so yeah, she's going to be back here pretty soon. So I got a room finished. Now she has walls. No more insulation and stud view. It's wood like that.
Well, that's wonderful. So your roommate, that's wonderful.
Yeah, we get along good. Now I have
she's a doll. She's a doll baby.
Awesome person.
Yeah.
Now I have a summer of tearing down pallets to look forward to.
Well, that'll do you good. The pallet terror.
Yes. Ah, Howie. Christy has her own room. She can walk around naked now.
Yeah.
Well, about that, I still got to get her a door.
Get the door put up.
Yeah, that's on my list. I got it in the basement, and it's getting warm enough where I can get it out in the garage, get it sanded down and refinished, so I can get that put up for her. That's important.
Oh, well, you'll get that done this weekend.
No, I won't get it done this weekend.
Oh, okay. Well,
with what the heat did to the paint on the doors, I'm refurbishing my old doors. I was able to save them.
Oh, okay.
But with what the heat did to the paint, there are some areas where I can take a scraper and just scrape it off. However, there are other areas where it made it hard as concrete, and sanding it off is a bear. Stripping it off is a bear. So it takes a lot of time to refinish these doors.
Can't you put something
Hey,
on?
Lisa, how you doing? But we'll get it done. I'll get it done.
Good.
Hey, and she can help me now.
Yeah. Heck
I'll put
yeah.
her-
she'll help you.
I will put her to work.
Well, I'm looking at my notes, and this is just so very Libra notes. I'm like, when I was writing the notes, I knew what I was doing. And then now that I'm looking at the notes, I'm like, what was I even thinking? Scattered.
That's all right.
Well, I'm one of those people where this eclipse is hitting both sides because I'm a Libra sun and an Aries rising.
Yeah.
So both eclipses they're on the Aries Libra nodal axis. That's what we call it. And so it's like, it doesn't matter. I get hit, but we've been through them. Don't give in to all the fear that we're seeing.
No.
This is not a bad. We've had some really touchy ones.
Yes, we have.
This is just a very hot, active one because it's Aries. We know about Aries. We're both Aries rising. We know what Aries is. What is Aries? It's the warrior. It's freedom loving. It's no fear. It's independence. It's impulsive, mouthy. It's the beginning of the zodiac. This is a new moon. That means the sun and the moon are together. So the sun and the moon are together on this eclipse.
Yes.
Who else is in with them? Chiron in Aries is with them.
The wounded healer.
Right. Now, Chiron, the Greek story goes, and I'll make it short because all of these stories are a little bit, they're kind of nasty. Saturn is Chiron's dad, okay, in Greek mythology, right?
Yes.
So Saturn was eating all of his children. So he was going around because he thought that the kids would overthrow him. So Jupiter was one of Saturn's kids, and Jupiter took off and hid, okay? So to make a long story short, Saturn is going around and he runs into this little nymph. They call her a nymph. Well, Saturn has his way with the nymph because that's what Saturn did. He went around with R-ing people. So she has a baby. The baby's half horse, half person. Who is that? That's Chiron.
Yes.
He's half mortal and he's half immortal. So you can't kill Chiron. You can't unalive Chiron.
No.
So Chiron,
And he was a healer.
He was a healer, and the healing, it comes through wisdom. So he trained Hercules. He could unalive people. Chiron could. So at a wedding, Chiron gets shot by one of the arrows that was meant for somebody else. So it didn't unalive him, but it wounded him, chronic pain for life.
Yes.
So I guess the whole story says, and then of course he gave up to live an eternal life, blah, 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 blah. But the whole fact of the story is you learn these are wounds that are very deep that some of us may not even remember them. You know, a lot of children, if you have childhood trauma that you block out as children, if you have things that occur when you're younger, this is when they come up. You know, what are you? Is somebody knocking on your door?
No.
Oh.
Puddin' sneezed.
Oh. So Chiron, the healing is the very deep wounds, but it's how we take that, and we may not heal from that wound, but we can what we do to help others through the wisdom that we've learned to heal. That's the lessons of Chiron.
Yes.
And you can't use them as a crutch.
No, you can't.
No.
That's kind of one of the things I do on my show, our show, and on other shows that I'm on. I talk about my life and the things that I've been through and I've had to heal from, and hoping that it might help other people.
Right. And because Chiron is in Aries, you have to look at what Aries gets hurt by. Aries is impulsive and loud and a warrior and not afraid, right? So that's what, you know, it's they're all together, the sun, the moon, and Chiron.
Yes.
So this is a big healing. But then we have Mercury back and forth in retro like 4 times, going over this whole thing. So in layman's terms, each time Mercury goes over something, we're going to get information like, I didn't see that the last time. Now it's going to go retro back, and then it moves forward. So we've got a lot of passes of Mercury, of information overload. And where and then not only that, in this eclipse, we've got Saturn and Mars together. What does that do? That applies, that's put the foot on the gas, and then the brakes come. So we're frustrated because we want to move forward, but yet the restrictions come in. So what happens then? We have Jupiter and Uranus together. Jupiter expands, Uranus breaks through. There's going to be a lot of breaking through of expansive.
Somebody's going to get a big butt and something's going to break through. So be careful.
I think that
Depends.
the S is going to hit the fan.
Yes.
It's a boomerang. Or what's that thing called that you go back and you let a rock out? Is that a boomerang? Slingshot. Hi, Miss Vic. It's a slingshot. Jupiter Uranus is the slingshot that busts through all this energy.
Slingshot, you got, you put something in a little pouch, you pull it back.
Okay.
And you let it go. It's on like a Y.
Right.
That's like bow and arrow. You got to pull that arrow back before you can let it fly forward. And a lot of times when the universe is about to put us in a very good situation in our lives, it pulls us back a little bit. Okay, I got this set up for you, but there's a couple things from your past that we need to heal up first. So we're going to use this time to sit back and rest and contemplate, look through it, actually feel it, understand it, learn about it, and release it. That way you have room inside of you and your body and your spiritual body and your mind and your heart for this new thing to come in. because if you're full of negative stuff from your past, there's no room for new positive things to come in. So you really need to go through the healing process as Mercury and or Pluto brings up what you need to look at. It may be uncomfortable for a little while, but you're going to thank yourself in the long run. And you may not even understand why it's coming up. You might not understand for 6 months to a year. And then all of a sudden it makes sense. Now I get it.
Yeah.
It'll just hit you like a ton of bricks, but in a good way. But if you don't do what you're supposed to do and you just bury it back down again,
Yeah.
You're going to get hit like a ton of bricks in a not so good way, because the next time it comes up, it's going to be worse. And if you don't do what Mercury tells you to look at, then his little big brother steps in and face plants your butt in the concrete. We're doing this now.
And Mercury is in Aries, which is no fear and very blunt and very, very honest and very blatant. I mean, it's just going to roll out of the tongue.
Excuse me 1 second. I apologize.
Okay. So Keith is locking his front door or something, probably. But the thing about with Chiron, when we're talking about Chiron, is it's not like Saturn karma teaching. Chiron is looking at the past, the ability to forgive, or maybe we forgive others. So a lot of forgiving with Chiron, a lot of deep wounds that maybe we don't remember. You know, a lot of childhood trauma, you don't remember those deep wounds. So it's the past, it's the ability to forgive, or maybe forgive others, or others forgive you. It's a huge healing. It's a big healing going on. But we've got Mercury going back and forth, like it's in retro now. It's going to go over it, and back over it and say, I didn't show you this the last time. Now you're going to see it.
Yes.
And then we have what's called a Cassimi. And we've talked about Cassimis, where the sun and the planet, it's in the heart of the sun, where you're going to see things that you didn't see before.
Yes.
I mean, this is a power-packed month.
And that could be things that you haven't seen about yourself. That could be things you haven't seen about other people, friends, family, your spouse, significant other, jobs. I mean, anything. Could be anything. But all of a sudden, there it is. And don't hide from it. Whatever it is, don't hide from it. Accept it. Okay, this is happening. How does this make me feel? It makes me feel this way. Why does it make me feel this way? Because of this. Okay. Where have I ran into this before that I haven't healed from? Why is it bothering me?
Right.
You go back, you look, you find it. Okay. There's something I haven't dealt with from my past. Let's deal with it. That gets rid of triggers. It gets rid of triggers. When you can do that, you can eliminate triggers. Something triggers you. You're at work and all of a sudden you're going ballistic, or you're fighting or flighting, and all of a sudden in a huge anxiety attack. Take a breath, step back. Why is this happening? You might not be able to deal with it right then, but later when you get some time, look at it. You can heal yourself.
That's right.
You can heal yourself. And if you don't know how, reach out for some help. Talk to somebody. You know, your friends, your family, your spouse, psychologist, whatever you need. It's don't be afraid or ashamed to go talk to somebody. Well,
and what is happening with this particular eclipse is we've got the eclipse, then we go into Mars Saturn. I think so. Then we go to Mars Saturn. And then we go to Jupiter Uranus, which actually at the time of the eclipse, they're only 2 degrees. We're in that energy right now, which is Jupiter Uranus, which is every 14 years. This is the great conjunction. This is, what could this be? Well, they're in Taurus. What is Taurus? Taurus is money. It's what we value. Jupiter expands things, makes it bigger. What does it expand? Uranus, cryptocurrency. It could be new scientific breakthroughs.
Yes.
We don't know what it's going to be. And if you say, oh, it's gonna be the financial system, I don't think so. And this is why I don't think so, because it's a year that we've got that thing in November. And so they're going to keep that up as much as they can. So I don't think that could occur until right around the October eclipse.
Okay.
That's when I think it's going to occur. If anything, Jupiter expands. So I think, and I don't know anything about cryptocurrency. I know I can buy a little bit on Coinbase, crypto, Bitcoin. I think it's going to, with Jupiter, I can only guess that it would expand.
And sometimes it takes a while for something to expand. You know, you eat a candy bar, it takes a little while for it to get to your butt.
Not me. I just sit on it and I gain weight. I look at a Big Mac and I've gained 10 pounds.
I am proud. I am back up to 120.
Good. I went to the doctor and she said, how you are the only person I know that gains 10 pounds on Ozempic. I'm like, oh, well, I baked during the holidays. She's like, how many pies? And I'm like, oh, a couple. How many did you eat? Oh, just 1 or 2, 3. But you know, that's okay.
Yeah. Silver, silver, gold, stuff like that. I mean, that would be good investment. That is solid. It's tangible. It's you can hold it in your hand.
According to, you know, the astrology, you know, whatever they're saying about this whole system, if we look at the astrology, it has been under a dual system since 2020.
Yeah.
There has been, Gemini has been in here. We have had 2 systems of money. I don't know how I don't know what they are because I'm not a financial person. I'm lucky I get my stuff in the bank account. But I think that it's very expansive. This Jupiter Uranus is very, very expansive. It's breakthroughs. Jupiter is also legal.
Yes. Yes.
Legal issues.
That's where I was going to hit. There's a lot of truth coming out.
Well, look at with the
truth's going to get bigger.
PD. And I don't even know if we can say his name. The one
what?
that they went and got his houses last week.
Oh, yes. Yes. And rumor has it that his jet went to a certain island that they've been looking at.
He's here now, and his attorney has come out and said, we're fighting this.
Yeah.
So could he have been framed or something? Could be. We don't know.
No, we don't.
But we're going to find out.
Guilty.
This back and forth with Mercury is going to be like, I didn't know that. This is what it's going to be like because Neptune's in play here. Now, when Neptune is in play, we're confused. Remember when we were, I guess it was February and March, and we're like, everything was a fog. Nobody knew anything. It was like, what do I believe? What do I know? That's exactly how this is going to be. It's going to be, this happened. And that's going to be like, we didn't know that. What?
Neptune likes to blur the lines. Whether it be what the media's putting out or what your kid's telling you about what he did on Friday night. You know what he did, but what he told you is almost convincing. So you need to check it out. Trust yet verify. And that's what you need to do with the news that's coming out. You need to verify it. Do it on your own.
Don't listen.
Homework. Do your homework. There's a lot of credible places out there. I like to listen to Dan Bongino. He puts all of his notes, all of his proof, he puts right on his website. You can go to a certain folder. There's proof.
Well, I think somebody has to have proof nowadays. And I think it's just one of those things where it's going to be a lot of, there's going to be a lot of downloads again. Now, everybody's like, oh, but the whole the whole energy switching to 5D. And I'm like, how? It's not with any astrological things. So I think a lot of it is a bunch of crap.
Do me a favor.
What?
Repeat what you just said, because my mind just went kabloom.
I said, I think like all this, oh, it's going to be this fifth dimension and this great new awakening. And I'm like, I think it's a bunch of crap.
That, I can explain a little bit about that.
Okay.
A lot of people think that, okay, we're in the three-dimensional world. We live in a three-dimensional world, okay? And I'm sitting on my chair. My chair is three-dimensional. I can sit on it. This is the hell we go through every day.
Right.
This is our classroom to learn. And as we learn, our vibration raises. It actually does. They can prove that. Just like stones and crystals, each one vibrates at a different frequency. Right. We, as humans, put out light. It can be measured with special cameras. And as we grow, as we get rid of all our negative stuff and we put in more positive stuff, we gain knowledge, we accept our downloads, we process them, our vibration rises. Now, when we're talking about jumping from 3D to 4D to the 5D, quote, new Earth, we're not talking about a new Earth, a new planet. They are talking about a different vibrational level. The 3D people that want to stay in the 3D, stuck there, that's where they're going to be. But the 5D people are going to be up here living on this vibration, and that is going to help the Earth and the universe and everything else. So we're probably not going to be dealing with these 3D people anymore. We're going to be dealing with our 5D people, 4D and 5D people, because our vibrations match. When you have two vibrations that don't match, you know, like when you walk up to a microphone with that reverberation, the speakers go, ah!
Yeah.
Same thing happens if you're very high vibrational and you walk up to somebody that's very low vibrational. It's like, no, both of you go on, no, get out. But we can also draw low vibrational people because it's like moths to a flame. They see that energy, they want it, they want to take it. You can't take it. You have to earn it. You have to learn. You have to teach yourself. You have to grow. You have to do the work.
Right.
But they don't want to do the work. You can try to help them all you want to, but if they don't actually want the help, they're not going to take it. They'll try to take what you have and they'll try to empty your cup. Don't do that. Don't
allow it.
Pick and choose your battles.
Well, and I think if people thinking that this big, on April 8th, there's going to be this great awakening and everybody's just going to shoot to, I just.
No, we're going to have an eclipse.
And it's going to be fine.
It's going to affect energies here on Earth. Sure it is. You know, the moon affects the tides. It affects us. The sun does too. The light, the solar flares, it's going to affect us. That's okay. Let the day flow. If it's a sucky day, say, okay, today's a sucky day. Tomorrow's a new one. If it's a really good day, thank Spirit. And if it's a sucky day, thank Spirit, because you're learning.
Howie, I thought moving was in your solar chart last year. I thought. Well, you're going to move anyway because it was in your chart, remember? Yeah, well, and the rise of crypto is Uranus is cryptocurrency, Jupiter is expansion. So, but I hesitate to say that because what if there comes a point where that stuff has the balancing act as well, where it levels off. But I think it's going to fly to the moon. That's what I think it's going to do.
I like Howie's comment. You know, I can accept your opinion of dimensions. However, based on science and energy work, there is levels and there is range of time. Exactly. Not wrong.
Exactly. And you can't stay up in this 5D world all the time. That's what I think, but that's just my opinion.
Well, you're not wrong either. It's hard to keep yourself up here all the freaking time when you have to deal with. You still have to live in the 3D world.
Right.
So you're sometimes you're back and forth, and that's okay.
Right.
There's fourth dimension, fifth dimension, sixth, seventh, up to the 12th. It's exponential. The rise of cryptids has increased massively in the past 3 years. Not wrong. Crossing, seeing, experiencing. Then you look at energy levels changing. Yeah, it's all true.
You watch the breakthroughs and the space travel and everything happening now that Pluto is in Aquarius.
Yeah.
You watch that.
Ray's question: could they hijack the eclipse for nefarious reasons? Well, they are starting up CERN on that day.
Well,
if you don't know what CERN is a huge particle accelerator, and they take two protons, something, and very small things, and they collide them together, and it makes.
Well,
that's
here's what you do. The collective shut it down. Don't allow it to go on.
There's something else they're doing that day, and I cannot remember what it is, but the two together, I don't really like it.
Here's the thing. There's more people on the planet that know what's going on. And with that energy, you could say, we're not going to allow it to fire up. And we think it, and guess what will happen? And do that as the collective, and it won't fire up. And
Correct.
Why would you fire up that stupid thing during Mercury retrograde? That's just ignorant. It's going to backfire. And Jupiter, Uranus, it ain't going to start.
Mercury does affect electrical things. Just saying, people, look at your astrology before you fire these things up.
Go ahead, fire it up. Let's see what happens. Idiots.
Fire it up.
Jupiter, Uranus, it's going to blow. Oh, sorry, there goes a gasket. Whoops.
I heard something about that, Jolene, but I couldn't find a lot of information on it, and then I forgot about it.
Shut it down. Put it in your mind every night. Don't allow it to fire up. And you get 1,000 people to think that, and guess won't turn on.
Oh,
so, in fear. What has happened is the people that want to do nasty things put out fear. It's fear in the media. It's fear everywhere. What does fear do? It lowers your vibrational level. So you play into the fear. Yes. Don't allow it, especially with an eclipse. We have been through many, many eclipses. This one, actually, we've got Rick Levin was talking about it tonight. He's probably one of the world's best astrologers. We have like 20 plus good aspects just in one. They're called semi-sextiles. There are like X amount of conjunctions this month. There are really good astrological things happening. However, when we have Mars in Aries, guess what happens? And that'll be at the end of the month. Mercury in Aries. They talk what? What is Mars? The god of war. So you're going to hear this. Chatter, 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 chatter. What does that do? It increases fear. Don't listen to it. I know. I'm waiting.
Where's the kaboom? There was supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
What? I'm getting, here's what, now, this is just a little thing. This is where the eclipse will be either your sun sign or your rising sign. But check your chart to make sure you know where it's at. But if you're an Aries or an Aries rising, of course, it's rising. Okay. It's in your first house. It's you. Okay. Everybody is going to be watching the Aries. Aries is going to be getting the hit the hardest. Okay. Aries or Aries rising. This is going to be it's your physical body. It's what people see. Aries is wonderful. So this is going to affect us. It's on the North Node. It's a gain. It's looking towards the future. It's really, if you look at all the stuff involved, it's what is happening after the eclipse is what's going on. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yes.
So Aries, first house. Taurus, it's in your 12th house of spirituality, karma, a lot of inner reflection for our Taurus people, because that's a 12th house. Secrets. It's a lot of soul searching for Taurus. Gemini, it's going to be in your 11th house, which is your house of socializing. New groups, new time to start maybe a new club, new group, new groups of people. Gemini is getting away with this one pretty easy. This actual eclipse. That's a good house. Let's see. Cancer, it's hitting your 10th house of career. That could be a new job. No, it's not an Aries moon. But the moon will be in Aries, though. But these are for Aries rising and Aries sun, not Aries moon. Cancer, career. Okay. Leo, the 9th house. This is your house of higher education, of travel. This is, I'm going to start studying something new. No. Means we will find our niche. Well, no. Whenever you have an eclipse, it affects what are called the North Node or the South Node. The North Node is the contract that you've come down in this incarnation. It's your destiny. This is with the North Node. It's destiny. South Node is what you've done in past lives. It's your past karma. It's what you're comfortable doing. So the North Node is uncomfortable. We don't like it. We don't like to go toward it because we're not used to it. So not so much a niche as eclipses are highly spiritual occurrences because they affect the nodes, the North or South Node. An eclipse only happens when it affects a lunar node. Mm-hmm. So this is a new moon on steroids because it activates or triggers the North Node. So it wouldn't be a niche per se. It's your destiny. So it's a lot deeper than that.
Yeah.
Aries, hitting the first house, it's like the mask is going to come off. First house is the mask that you wear that that you know it, but people see the mask of an Aries rising. That's when it's your rising sign. It's kind of like your mask that you wear.
Yeah. And
mask.
Your South Node, it's what you've done before. It's what you're used to.
Right. Security blanket.
I am mechanically inclined. I'm a mechanic. I've been a part salesman for decades.
Right.
And all of a sudden I was done. And I quit my job without having another one, with no way of supporting myself, but everything worked out. It was rough for a little bit, but here I am. My North Node, something that I'm supposed to be doing, what I'm supposed to learn in this lifetime is helping other people, helping others, learning, helping them learn, teaching, healing, physically and spiritually and mentally, their hearts. And yesterday when I finished Christy's room, I'm like, okay, that part's done. Now I can take a break. I can clean the house and then sit down and maybe do some studying, because I want to learn astrology. I want to learn more about numerology, because if I do that, I can help other people better. If I get my Reiki masters, I got one more to do. If I get my masters, I can help people more. And that makes sense why this is coming into play right now with this eclipse happening. And I just want to throw one more thing out real quick. There's a lot of speculation about the National Guard being called out to that town that's going to be able to see the eclipse. That is because so many people are going to that town that they want to make sure everybody is safe.
Where's it at?
I can't remember the town. Maybe somebody on here knows.
What's coming here too? I'm going to go out. I'll take pictures.
Right. But there's one town that everybody's flocking to. And it's simply because it's going to be one of the best vantage points. That is why they want to make sure that it's a small town. It's going to be overrun. They want to make sure everybody's safe. There's nothing spectacular going to happen in that town.
Oh,
It's just precaution.
well, I could see that because we are not going to have another one until 2044.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a big deal. This is a big thing. This is neat. Okay. It's Leo, it's hitting you in your 9th house of higher education, travel, legal issues. It could be learning something new. Okay. Traveling.
Hey.
North node is gaining. Aries is about new beginnings. It's starting something you've always been afraid to do, but Aries energy gives you the
push
and the drive and the no fear. Okay. So Virgo, 8th house. 8th house is other people's money, inheritance, taxes, working with a partner, mysticism, Virgo. Libra, oh great. Libra rising, Libra sun, new relationships. Ugh, Lord. House of marriages, house of relations. Really?
Which time was that?
Libra, really? Get out of the 7th house, damn it.
That actually makes perfect sense. It really does. I'm not going to go into why, but it makes perfect sense.
Run away from the Libras this eclipse season because they're all going to want to get married. Don't be around a Libra, Keith. Run.
Well, okay. Mercury retrograde is when your exes show up. Okay, they don't have to show up in person. It can be an old Facebook post that pops up. Somebody's messaged you. Hey, I saw your ex at the store. I'm like, that's kind of impossible because my ex is in New Jersey. No, she was in the store in Beatrice. I'm like, excuse me. Walked up, talked to her and everything. So that's I'm finding that kind of odd, but there has been a Libra energy projecting themselves back into my life here lately. And so I could go on and on and on.
No, run.
And I'm putting more locks on my door.
Yes. Just, I'm telling you, this eclipse is hitting Libra in that house, and they're going to want to get married.
Like Charleston, South Carolina. I think that was the one.
They're going to want to get married.
Yeah.
So, okay, Scorpio, Sun, Scorpio rising, 6th house, which is service to others.
What was I talking about?
Yep. Day-to-day routine, health, your physical body, your health, day-to-day routine, work. It's probably a Libra. Who's ever knocking on your door, it's a Libra. Lock the door.
Well, actually, I might open it because I've got some words that I need to say to that.
No! You'll get sucked into the Libra sweetness. Don't do it. Be strong. Text me. I'll talk you out of it. You'll get sucked right in. Okay.
I'm not going to comment on that comment. I'm not going to do it. I want to make that joke.
No, we read the thing before the show. We read that orange paper.
Yes, we did read that orange.
I reminded you. I reminded
Robert.
you to read the
Locks and claymores the door. And actually, I did claymore the door. I don't know if you saw me. I picked something up off my dining room table and set it right in front of my door.
Well, do something. Do something.
It was a jar.
Put a sign. No Libras allowed. Okay. Sagittarius rising or sun. This is hitting your 5th house of love affairs. Ooh, Saggies are going to have fun. Things that we like, creativity, children, sports, places that we enjoy, things that isn't that great? Super. Okay, Capricorn, Sun or Cap rising. This is your 4th house, which is your roots, ancestors, your home. Okay. Aquarius Sun, Aquarius rising. Mr. Howie Odell, 3rd house. This is interesting for you. Ooh. Duh. Look at how all of a sudden, Howie, the radio station has like gotten so much bigger. And all of a sudden we're just like, boom, it's like exploding. Guess why, Howie? 3rd house, house of communication. House of communication, Howie. Media. North Node, gains. There you go, Howie Odell. Perfect. Pisces rising, Pisces sun, house of money. Oh, run, YouTube, run. But that's a good thing for Rift, for RNN. Because the eclipse is hitting his 3rd house of communication. There we go. So this is going to hit what are called the cardinal signs the most, because it kind of squares you all, which is Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, Libras. No, don't run, Howie. I'm talking about running from a Pisces. I like this Aquarius in the 3rd house. Media.
Let's hope. Let's hope and pray that this straightens the media out.
Now, that's going to take Pluto 20 years.
Maybe not.
That's a Pluto transit. That's Pluto. Pluto's slow. Pluto goes slow, but that's kind of the houses. But check your chart, your natal chart, to see what.
I just had a Pisces pop back up in my life as well. Just saying. Damn fish.
Don't get me started.
Wait. Damn fish.
You're like that with you're a Scorpio, so you're like that with every single sign. Because you all have been with every single sign. Because you all are, I'm not going to say it because of the orange paper.
But hey, we are experienced in all aspects.
Oh, yeah, that's what you call it, experienced. So Scorpios are experienced. This is new beginnings. And then we go into a mood of, wow, I wanted to do that.
Yes.
I want to get started. But then Saturn's going to put on the brakes and Mars is going to say, go. Saturn's going to say, stop. So we're going to get frustrated. Then Jupiter, Uranus comes in and Uranus says, forget it. I'm busting through.
So the energy this month is going to be all over the place.
Yeah.
And it's going to change from day to day, maybe hour by hour. That's okay.
Yes.
You can wake up in a really good mood. Okay, I got this. Let's rock this. Hour later, you're crying in the bathroom going, what the hell is wrong with me? That's okay.
That's exactly right.
As long as you do the work to figure it out. Because, like I said, stuff's going to be brought up. It, like Joni said earlier, it may be stuff that you don't even remember.
Yes.
And it may take some work and some investigation in order to bring it up and out, in order for you to hold it here and look at it and say, holy shit, did I forget about that?
Right.
Let's look at this. Let's learn about it. Let's figure it out.
Get hypnotized. If you think there's something wrong and you can't put your finger on it, maybe you did have trauma in childhood and you forgot about it or you blocked it out. Maybe you do need a therapist.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with that.
No. I have had therapists without having therapists.
You probably dated one.
No, I haven't gone to an actual licensed therapist.
Yeah.
But I was helped by the spirit mechanics, and they are very spiritually inclined and very wise in their life experiences. And I accepted help in order to learn about myself. That's something that I have a very difficult time with, as everybody watching this show knows, is how difficult it is for me to accept help from others. But sometimes I just have to put my pride in my pocket and say, hey, I need somebody to talk to. I got this going on and I don't understand it. Can you help me? And if they can, great. If they don't have time, or if they don't know about what you're going through, maybe they can point you to somebody else that can. Renee has helped me amazingly. Howie has helped me. You have helped me.
Well, Howie's a doll.
I got to say it. The Libra that we've been talking about helped me. If you look at each situation and look at it and ask, okay, what is this teaching me instead of why is this happening to me? Your life is going to turn the around.
Boy, that bomb is getting a lot of work tonight.
Yes, I'm going to put it.
The bomb is
down here, so I don't have to reach up there.
Well, you know, this is just going to be one of those months where it's going to be very active. It's very action oriented, because there is what has happened is we got a lot of planets in air. They're all clumped together.
Yes.
So when
there's a lot of shade being thrown right now, that is something to take into consideration. People are throwing a lot of shade out there because we are growing ourselves. They don't like it. They want to drag us back down to their level. Ain't going to happen.
Don't allow it.
They might affect our mood for a little bit, but ain't happening.
No, you are what you allow. And here's the thing. It's very, Aries is impulsive. So it's going to be very chattery. Chat. A lot of, oh, I'm mad, I'm upset. But then, you know, it's going to be the step back rule.
And it's okay to be mad. It's okay to be mad. It is okay to get angry. It is how you process that anger that matters. Right. There's all these quote light workers out there. Love and light. Screw that. Okay. You need to be able to, if you are a true light worker, you have to be able to work with the dark as well. Because if you're helping somebody that's in the dark, you need to know about that dark. If all you've ever seen in your life is light, you have no idea how to help that person. You have no business helping that person.
Yeah.
So you need to feel your depression. You need to feel your happiness. You need to feel your anger. And if you're angry, it's okay. Okay, I'm angry. I am off. It's okay. But try to find a positive way of getting it out. I clean. I will clean out of my house. And by the time I'm done, I'm like, cool.
Come here and clean.
I will go out and
that angry. Come here and clean.
I will wash the truck. I will go out and work in the garden. I will go to the lake and just let it out.
Yes. Scream.
It's okay. You need to process it. If you don't, it's going to bottle up inside you, and you're going to blow on the wrong person.
Well,
I guarantee it.
When you have all of these planets all clustered together, they're all going to be squaring opposed. They're all going to be triggered basically by other planets at the same time. So it's going to be like a lot of boom, 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 boom. And then we got Mercury coming back. So it's very active.
Yeah.
March wasn't, you know, it was always February wasn't. There was a lot of Neptune cloudiness. We got Neptune clouding things up again. What's Neptune on a low level? It's scandals. It's secrets. Yes. It's scandals, secrets, lies.
Yeah.
Foggy. What do you do with Neptune? You rise above that and get into a clairvoyant state.
Yes. That relates to a couple comments here. Raven, or Susan. Yeah. Maybe I will learn to get out of my own way. And then Roberts.
Yeah.
So if you get in your own way, do you experience road rage at your own back? Yes. I have been pissed off at myself so bad because I didn't see something. You know what? I missed it. It's okay. I didn't see the red flags in my last relationship. I figured out why. Because I looked at my life growing up, what I was taught by my parents, by others. The red flags were my normal. So at that time, they were not red flags. That was my normal. Hey, come here, you bad decision, you. That was my normal. Now, I I have had opportunities to be with some very beautiful women since I got single. I am still single. Why? Because I looked at the way I was being treated by these people, and I didn't like it. So I finally did something that I normally don't do in my life, and that's stand up for myself. And I stood my ground. I set my boundaries. These are my boundaries. I am setting these boundaries. If you can't meet me at or discuss these boundaries with me, I'm sorry, I can't do this. One said, okay, you have valid points. One of them said, I messaged this person. These are my boundaries. This is what I have issues with here. And I expected, okay, can we talk about that? No, I got, okay, those are very valid points. So they admitted to these, things that I saw. And can we still be friends? I'm like, yeah, no problem. Ain't heard from him since. we might have been able to work something out if there was some discussion and some change made. Maybe on my part, maybe on their part. It takes two to tango. But they ran. The Libra ran. Others ran because I stood up for myself. If you stand up for yourself because of your boundaries and somebody else runs, let them.
Let them run.
Let them. Shut the door. Lock it.
Aye.
Eventually, they're going to knock back on it. Maybe they've learned. Maybe they've grown. You need to have that conversation in order to figure that out. There's a person watching this. Her and her husband have a very awesome relationship. They got together, they separated, they learned, they came back together, and they're still together this day. It's phenomenal, the energy that they put on.
That's neat.
So, I mean, never say never, but watch your guard. Watch yourself. Spirit has a habit of putting somebody in front of me. Oh, hey, look, here's a shiny. But that is because either I need to learn something from them or they need to learn something from me. And I have to differentiate that. And the only way I can differentiate that is if I have conversation with that person. And it may take a few months before I figure out, okay, I get it. This is where this is supposed to be. And I had a past life relationship come up with somebody. And we started talking about it. And at first there was this draw. And I'm like, okay, I got this figured out. This is going to go away within 2 or 3 months. And she didn't believe me. And all of a sudden, once we got everything figured out about that past life, she was like, you remember when you told me this was going to go away just like that? I'm like, yeah. Guess what? I'm like, it did? She's like, yep. There you go. So you really have to look at what's set in front of you, because it may be a lesson for the other person or for you, or a lesson that both of you need to learn in order for you to come together as a couple. It's confusing as...
Where's the bomb?
Right there. But the only way to know if you're meant for somebody is to communicate, and communicate to comprehend and understand where that person is. And they need to listen to you and understand where you are. And if they can't do that, or if you can't do that, you need to look at why. And you need to take a step back and say, okay, look, we're not jiving. We're not vibing. You're not getting what I'm telling you. I'm not getting what you're telling me. We need to figure out why.
And this eclipse is big with that because it's Aries. Aries is self. So it's a lot of self work. It's a lot of work on the self. and you've got Chiron in there, and some things you don't want to see, but that's how you acquire wisdom.
Yes. Yes. And in order to acquire wisdom, you need to acquire knowledge. Knowledge is knowing fact. Wisdom is knowing how to use it.
Yep. And it's the mirror, and we don't like what Chiron's lessons are not really lessons because it is wisdom. Saturn, and Robert's right, self first. Absolutely. You can't go around and save the world if you're not saved yourself. If you can't, you can't help everybody if you can't look in the mirror at yourself. And that's tough. And that's a Chiron lesson. And it's a tough one.
Yeah, it's cliche, but you're on a plane. Something happens, the air masks drop down. Who is the first person you should put an air mask on? Yourself. Because if you can't breathe, you can't help those other people get theirs on.
That's right. And they tell you that, put it on yourself before you put it on your children. You got to be able, and that's so very true. And this eclipse is going to be a lot of pretty much in your face things of what.
Oh, you know what? We got to hop off because there's another show that's got to come on.
Okay,
So thank you, everybody. I'm not going to do the videos. We're just going to hop off, and y'all have a good evening.